So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Hmm.
Everyone is already waiting and—
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one—
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
Picture frames in the sky.
Everyone's here so early!
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready? Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Telling me
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next.
You make—
Yay.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, then
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions.
Paimon's a little worried.
To be honest, I feel the same. Your deeds speak for—
Candace, We stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember.
I'm very glad to I've said the same thing to everyone here today, as only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, you're welcome. Good luck. With everything. I'll be here in the village praying for you.
Tidak. Habis. Habis. Dah habis dah. Saya dah.
Sounds good. I'll go make some.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying.
Didn't we already do that during the...
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content. We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how
Speaking of the.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic... Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single...
Well, being a scholar is also.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more...
This guy. Huh. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectual... Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, I think... Those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of Forbidden, but the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge. As come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's. At least, that's. Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to this.
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check
Where are we going?
to an Aramite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are.
I gave them some...
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are...
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extraction?
Look here.
Huh? More can knowledge?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but.
Anyway, we're not going to use this just... As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the... Now, Please get ready.
You want us to record our conviction into the novel?
Yes,
Paimon is...
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, because to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire... Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes... Now, open your eyes. Here,
What's this?
read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything...
It's just a recording.
But what was the point of doing...
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the... You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this device has always supported you after all that time. What do you think you'd be? A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so... In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries. You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very...
Things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects.
Small project?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few...
There's a pleasant breeze and glorious sunshine. So,
I thought we agreed on a plan,
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties.
but it's still the best plan we have.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you...
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Al-Haytham for Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions...
Look, you already know that we're all on the same...
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire. I'm sorry, but as things stand...
Seems you really do understand.
Traveler, Paimon. This is also... Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards, in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Wait, how can we work?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group.
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how deep...
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this... He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of... I never blindly trust anyone.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you. To make the whole thing more convincing, I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless...
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life.
I've always treated my allies with...
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should...
Sino, on behalf of... We have no fear of casualties. Because we crave the...
Well, now that you've put it that... But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only achieve our goals if... Since you and I both recognize the significance...
Okay, you...
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there.
pepper spicy.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. But who exactly are you planning to arrest?
They're a squad of eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and...
As many as Ain al-Ahmar? This should definitely be classified as a...
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible.
Got it! Please wait a moment, I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing is, aren't you even a little worried? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might...
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound, no matter how you look at it. They don't seem
a reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction...
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. Actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't already tried to interfere with my actions.
I've given that a lot of thought. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that never happened again after we met up with the Traveler.
That's true. But
look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit in existing... However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, emotions are part of our behavior. Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of a decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet... Our thoughts and logic, the Akasha lacks... So, in my opinion, you're
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be...
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever Next time, pay attention during our meeting.
Will do.
Just remember to stay...
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand
This is my assistant, the Traveler.
Beep! Cons.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright...
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to you?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will...
There's no need for flattery. Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites. And any questions about the time or...
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the academia. Get ready.
Time for the operation! Let's... Look! Over there! Our helpers have arrived already! Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you!
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me. Now let's head over.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation. Since this is a big case for the academia, we are...
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. They are our only leads for the case. If they die, we will be unable to continue the investigation.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are...
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What do you want? Judging from those shiny weapons in your hand...
Rahman, the academia has caught wind of your...
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the academia? I can't believe you can...
I'm not here to talk.
Oh, nobody's given me this much... Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their blood. Let's show them we Arab...
Take flight! My apologies! Time for takeoff. Take flight! My apologies.
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel...
You pitiful...
I'm afraid you'll...
King Deshret will...
Silence!
Oh!
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan.
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to...
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really...
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Ramon there?
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan.
Yeah, you're the...
Go join up with her. She will need you to introduce her to Tainari.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari? What if he'll feel miffed about it and refuse to work with us?
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well... If we need help, Tainari, get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you... In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some...
Sorry. We didn't mean to...
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving.
But where should we...
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to him.
Yeah, we sure don't want him.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that So, we'll find Tainari, and the sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. I'll follow you as a bodyguard.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do...
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best. How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much. Come on, give me a smile so that I'm looking good. There are many kinds of smile. Let's go.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Tainari!
Ah, Traveler, Paimon.
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important.
All right. This place is better. We won't be Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me? The Doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask.
Yes, I know. Actually, he left Pardis DI just a little while.
He left all...
Yeah, he came looking for me.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just... For now, all we can share with you is that your friend Sino is...
Sino, you see. I see. So that's why he hasn't... Okay. I will answer your questions and will assist you any way I...
Sino's name really does work one...
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. You don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
And what do you mean by take away?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean... you're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip to... Let me ask, have you been taking care of a
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you recruited many informants. But you're right.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking...
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you at least be aware of...
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my...
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her recovery. Would that be agreeable?
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, I realized that, just like many other scholars, he possesses an aura of arrogance that It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's so... I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just give up.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes... You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must say... Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you... Luckily, there is still some time left for me to... It's just as the Academia said. You're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, even with all of that, you're still lacking a bit of shrewdness. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at...
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but a talking rock in his... He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion.
I can barely believe it myself.
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky. Now that you know a little more, it should be easier for you to stay safe.
Sorry we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that you...
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, all of this may have started because of... Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to the Academia and assist him with it.
Hasn't he already asked you several times?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of... My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots... This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters.
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the Academia, to investigate this matter.
I'd like to ask you to do that for me. If you can keep...
I can do that, but I have the Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be difficult to remove myself from the situation once the... If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't see me there for an extended period, that's your cue.
All right. We've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville to support...
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant. And be wary of any mess...
I must say, I didn't...
Being loyal to the Academia... On that note, aren't you...
The Academia, yes, but I suppose he's lucky to have...
I see.
This may well be how Sino became involved in all this. In that case, I must keep my... Also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message. I think this may be something...
Okay, we'll find a chance to...
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go... Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when...
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the... He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. Just to be safe, let's chase him and...
But we have no idea where he went!
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. All you... That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the dock. To the south of here is Port Ormos.
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to the port and have a look.
Tracking skills seems like—
Shh! Don't draw the port is crawling with—
Let's keep going and see what we can—
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
Look! Fatui's Quesadilla's tracking skills—
Shh! Don't drop the port is crawling with Fatu—
Let's keep going and—
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harb.
Look! Quesadilla's tracking skills—
Shh! Don't draw their attention.
Yep. Mi tahu apa hal malas nangis tato. Si GeForce.
Let's keep going and see what we can—
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. This place will do. We can hide here.
Tahu.
Uh-oh! He saw us!
Huh? Is he... Wait.
It's time to...
Wait. Is he...
You mean...
And where are all the soldiers we saw?
They were all here just a few minutes...
So this was a trap. Wait.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see.
Oh no! Are you...
Let's go!
Paradis Di...
I believe we've already made ourselves quite...
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the... I've done my duty to
It would seem that You can keep trying to deny it, but...
With all due respect...
Well, you only have your... I may be staying at Paradis Di as a scholar, but that doesn't mean I'm no longer... It is still my duty to...
Then it seems our...
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia.
Tighnari! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
These Fatui have really
There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia!
Keep dreaming!
Yeah, Tighnari! Beat him up!
My apologies.
Bad. The doctor's orders are absolute!
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now!
So rude! Whirling snow! Take your truth!
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to Hypatia.
Got it! Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where is...
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to Paradis Di and made contact with Hypatia. I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect.
Who are you
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed your touch. I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some final... Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a... Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. But this also shows that he... Yes. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words almost make... But you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. The content recorded on it is what gives it value. All I had recorded down before, indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what has this world... I'm connected to your consciousness, so I can hear what you're thinking, and sense the depth of your This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. It'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else. Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, she peered into my consciousness.
and saw my past. Someone like that is qualified to become my first. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become... You're doubting me again? No matter. Who wants to hurt my The doctor wants to hurt my first How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that you're not good at... The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable of interfering in the business of... You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doc. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never need...
Ah! Paimon hears thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the Balladeer? Oh, he sure... Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger!
Her Excellency.
Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey!
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've seen Eremites get struck by lightning before.
Struck by...
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started attacking everyone. Luckily, there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the...
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. Why are you sorry? My wound aside, you look like...
Hey, didn't I tell...
Just in case. But... Thank goodness.
Hey, how about...
I understand my condition. The wound...
The more you understand medicine, the worse of a patient you become.
I know. They always think they can push through the...
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit.
So that's what you were talking to the Balladeer about?
The academias.
That sounds, damn. As long as I can enjoy every day with it, I must be the least...
Don't say that. I haven't even thanked you for your help back there.
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really did have some urgent matter to attend to, and left Sumeru in a hurry. Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret of the Balladeer.
You said the Balladeer claimed that Hypatia has seen his past. So, what could be there?
Have you noticed? The Balladeer is not happy with the doctor's actions. He thinks the doctor has no right to
So, if the doctor was to show up again, would the Balladeer zap...
Based on what the Traveler has said, I think he would. In other words, we've successfully completed...
Yay! That's a big...
Thank you for the help, Tainari.
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for us here at Party Stia. Let's continue to keep a low profile.
You can just focus on your plan. My wound isn't going to get in the way.
All right, everyone is here.
How did everything go?
Let's report back one by one. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha terminal.
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Party's DI. The situation was a bit...
Who was behind it?
Well, that's the tough part. What should I say, Traveler? The Fatui or the Balladeer? After some back and forth, we confirmed that the Doctor has left Sumeru by boat. He has something urgent, so we've successfully removed the Doctor.
Good.
Oh, Tainari also asked him.
Everything also went smoothly. To avoid alerting the quarry, they will stay there for now.
I can't believe you actually got so many Eremites into...
It's all thanks to Rahman and his brave team, as well as their bolts.
It appears to have been very effective. Well, is that everything?
Huh? Wait, you...
Well, what else is there?
Shouldn't you end with some words of encouragement?
Personally, I'd rather we all go home and get some...
I'll hate them, you...
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I must reiterate that I'm here to strategize, and not to... So you should find someone more suitable to...
But I thought all of you Academia big shots were great.
Then I should remind you that I'm the scribe.
I know that.
A scribe is responsible for record...
Fine, whatever. Well, Sino doesn't seem to be much...
Employer?
Yep. The Traveler hired me. That's right.
Yeah! Say something to boost morale!
Huh? What are you all doing here?
Oh, it's Nilu!
Hey, everyone.
Not at all. I was actually...
But you also look like you're up to no good.
Welcome, Nilu. Would you like...
Huh? You mean... you...
Yes. Nilu, are there any breaks in your performance schedule in the upcoming day?
Huh? Wait. I can't believe my ears. Oh, right. The Traveler and Paimon are not from Sumeru. I must, but I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Remember.
Okay. I'll get my friends at the...
Just remember not to say too much.
Yep, you...
All the preparations are done. Now, can we finally...
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
Yep. It's a grand plan and we're all
Well said. A good night's rest before an operation.
Thankfully, I've had my place to myself recently.
Huh?
Oh,
Alright, let's all go home.
Okay. So I guess that...
Yep. Good night, everyone. Today is the Academia's Garbaha Day. We can finally put our plan into action. Alhaitham should be waiting for us. Let's go to the Academia and find him.
hello, you two.
Not really. What about you, Alhaitham?
Naturally, I slept just fine. After all,
You just want...
It's crucial to dissipate...
The only thing you're doing is...
Anyway, do you need me to go over the game plan again? Our target is Grand Sage Azar's office. Everyone in the Academia knows that's where the Grand Sage's console is. Only they can operate it. Many restricted commands and operations are...
You know, Paimon's been thinking, what kind of technology could let the sages imprison...
That isn't something they could have accomplished with their 500 years ago. The Grand Sage...
So...
Don't forget, today is Nyargarbaha Day. Arguably the most important. The sages and core academia all the Darshan's researchers have their noses to the ground when the Grand Sage leaves his office to supervise the entering process. That's our cue to access the console and free the Dendro Archon. Well, yes. That if precedence holds, the academia should have already started preparing.
Everyone should be in position. All that's left is for us to
Let's go.
So are we just gonna walk?
Yes. Were you...
Please, wait. Are you...
That's me. Is something the matter?
No. Also, please don't bring outside guests into the academia.
Outside guests? How did you arrive?
What did you say?
That wasn't my intention. As your Haravat, look. Based on what you already know, the purpose of my return and the
Is that so? The sages search for you. So, from the start, the sages sport.
Hey, shh. Yes, you've proven yourself as the...
As I expected. Please, forgive me.
It's nothing. We'll be...
All right. Thank you for...
What the heck just happened?
I'm afraid I don't know what...
You have no idea?
Mm-hmm. He convinced himself of whatever truth he came up with. That is the so-called pride of a scholar. Nowadays, the academia is...
Wow. So there are special ways to deal with smart people.
We shouldn't waste any more time.
Is this the Academia's library?
Indeed.
There are a lot of students.
The academia marches. Just act natural.
What's this?
It's a lift that academia
Are we gonna take it then?
No, not right now. We can't...
You think the Grand Sage will... And after he does, we'd sneak past him?
Who knows? However, if...
Allow me to offer you a hint. If you wish to know his location... Do not tell me you believed the Academia would... An eyewitness had informed...
Great Sage, I didn't expect you to care so much about me.
I'm sure. But it's a pity that only now have I been afforded the opportunity to formally meet two of Sumeru's most esteemed guests. Excellent. The foot traffic here renders this place...
This place is crawling with guards.
All right then, traveler. Today is Niagarbaha Day, so I still have many responsibilities to attend to. You seem to know. If that is so...
Trivial?
Then tell me, what do the Fatui want from me? Those are all completely worthless. Benefits, divine power, creating a god. Yes, if humanity cannot attain, we shall regain a god's, even Ermin's soul, for our nation of scholars. This is the ultimate aspiration. No cost is too great to realize it. You will never understand the rapture of having a god be born with gods exist on a plane. Care for the people? We are a people favored by Greater Lord Rukadevata. Though I may have personally not seen it. The ascension of the Lesser Lord. With that in mind, it is better to keep her eyes...
What a pathetic justification! Do you really think that only the super smart or powerful should be able to call themselves gods?
As per your judgment, Grand Sage, not only are they acting against the
I'll hate them.
Anyway, I've brought them to the Academia as ordered, but it took some time. Oh, that reminds me. Here's the it's a summary of my time spent with the Traveler. In a
I'll hate them. We finally started to trust you.
Excellent. As it is near Garb,
We'll be monitored, just like.
with the Akasha's calculate, to put it into words you can understand, wherever you go, are you not familiar with the In any case, you're despicable. Your ploy was to sacrifice the Traveler here.
Lord Azar, I know what you're trying to say, but I've been following your plan this entire time.
Must I do? First off, I received a judging by the time.
Maybe Paimon shouldn't have mentioned Sino just.
The Academia had not received correspondence from its scribe for a prolonged. With their instigation, what was the probability that you would betray the Academia?
Regardless, that's only a gap.
Indeed, if I'm correct, you have a contingency plan to save Lesso, sneak into the Academia should your intentions be as for Sino.
You'll see me as a traitor regardless of what even if you impugn me, it would have
You misunderstand. However, under the
You said that I betrayed the Academia, but you, Azar, you've betrayed all of Sumit.
So
Azar.
Well, what do we have here? So you stole that divine knowledge capsule.
Traitor. You traitor!
Even the most rational scholar will yearn for the power of a god in a moment of desperation. Aren't you doing the exact same thing as me, Alhaitham? Unfortunately for you, no god will lend you their power.
Azar!
He has gone completely insane. Take him to the Matra and exile him to Aru village. Then find someone to take these two to the confinement room. I'll deal with them later.
Grand Sage, we've finished all required preparations for Nyargarbaha Day. We may begin to enter the capsules now.
Excellent. You may begin.
La plena.
Don't lock us up! Let us out! Oh, yeah. Paimon got a bit carried away there. How was Paimon's acting just now? Great, huh? Everything's going according to plan so far. We made it into confinement, and Alhaitham's probably done with his part too. We even managed to trick Grand Sage Azar. Alhaitham sure knows how to cook up. What are we doing next? Paimon has trouble remembering things when she's worked up. Right. Paimon.
Apart from that, we still have yet another goal.
Why do we want to get him locked?
He's always been the person the sages are most of. Once the Traveler is imprisoned, the sages will likely think that everything is under control, and with their guard down, the next phase of our plan will have a much higher chance of success.
I can already see the pompous...
Oh, that's a super tricky plan. But Paimon still thinks it's now...
That isn't the only reason, of course. He has a more important task once he's in confinement. According to the Academia scholars in Ramon's custody, Lesser Lord Kusanali has sealed off her consciousness in the Akasha ever since she was captured by the Doctor. That way, they can't pry any more information. Even if we break into the sanctuary of Surasthana, it will take time to awaken Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness. We need to...
So our job is to wake up Nahida!
The confinement room is inside the Academia. Close to... I'll work with Ramon's scholars to make some... However, as for whether she'll actually wake up, that...
Oh, no wonder you've been wearing your Akasha terminal today. It's the one that all hates them. Paimon thought they'd take our Akasha terminals when they locked us up in here. Were they being careless? Alright, so what now? Sounds easy enough. We can finally talk. There's a light flashing on your Akasha terminal. It's almost like... The faster it blinks, the better the signal! Here? No signal again. Is it getting jammed? Whoa, it's Mora! Ooh, Mora! No, Paimon, we're not here to hunt for treasure. Is this the right spot? Are you getting anything? Please.
Nahida! Hey, Nahida!
When did it first start? Oh, right. It started from the moment I was born. I want to become a worthy Archon. So I've kept studying. Kept listening to my people and kept looking for a... so I can catch up. Catch up to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But I'm stuck in the sanctuary of Surasthana. The sages are creating a god to replace me. And I'm forced to lock my consciousness in this boundless darkness.
Nahida! Nahida!
It's so quiet here. Now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever actually listened to my own inner... Do Archons have them? Should Archons have them? Have I been doing the right thing? Am I really not needed? How do I really feel about all of...
Since you're the god of wisdom, you've known the answers to all these questions since the
Who are you? You're right, though. I won't... I...
Nahida! Nahida?
Did you wake me up? Thank you.
We're here to rescue you. Are you alright?
I'm fine. When I think of everything that's...
You should have been angry.
Huh? Oh, you're back! How's everything? That's wonderful news! Great, when you went to wake
Yes?
up Nahida, Paimon was listening for
No.
any sounds outside.
Bayang mandi belum?
You were out for a long time. There are fewer and fewer scholars going about now. You think everyone's done with their Nyagarba had... Yep, so that means our next act is...
Nilu, are you sure about this? You're
I'm sure, and I'm going. You...
All right. You seem to have a lot of... But if anything happens, the few of us here may not be...
Don't worry. They've been through worse. Everything's
All right. You...
Thanks, Mr. Zubair. You're so very kind.
Nilu, how's it?
Definitely more than you.
It's okay. Just focus on your performance.
You sure know how to talk.
Well, thank you both.
Ooh, that sounds great.
All right, let's get back to business. Nilu, we'll be here to keep people from going to the academia so they don't interrupt your performance.
I was planning on telling them something like, the Academia's been conducting a weird...
Oh, you couldn't think of anything better? Oh well,
I think it sounds great. I'm counting on you guys.
Don't worry, it'll be a piece of cake.
Hey, Nilu. Sorry, it's great to see you, but I'm really busy right. Do you want some candy?
Vihar, thank you so much for doing all of this. I'll pass on the candy, though. I cut back on sweets in the period leading up to a performance.
You have a point.
Yeah, thanks to you.
You're welcome. The honor's all mine, since I'll have such a great view of the show.
Yeah.
I've never seen a performance like this. This is incredible.
Yeah, but I heard that public performances like these have been banned. I can't believe she's doing this here.
Grand Sage, there's some commotion outside.
How uninteresting. Issue the new Prohibition Act from the Akasha to the guards. They'll know what to do.
Do you think we should, like, stop her?
Let's just watch for a little bit longer.
Did you hear that? It sounds like a lot of guards just ran by. Does this mean the plan has moved on to the next stage? Yep. It's come to think of it. When did Al-Haytham replace the knowledge capsule that was about to be entered into the Akasha? Oh, so that's when he did it! Paimon was too nervous to notice. Speaking of, didn't Al-Haytham also yoink the divine knowledge capsule from that mercenary leader in Port Ormos? It's a time-tested trick of his. Why are we complimenting him? Yeah, he's... Let's review. Paimon remembers that Nilou's task was supposed to go a bit like this.
Now that Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness has been forcefully sealed, the core figures of the academia and their guards have started to wear their Akasha terminals again. With the doctor's technological support, they think they have nothing.
How despicable of them.
But I was originally asked to draft. It should be on the Grand Sage's desk right now, and will be entered into the Akasha during the next Nyargarbaha Day.
Are they really going to stop all artistic performances?
I'll make an identical knowledge capsule, but this time, I'll smuggle some misleading information into it. We only need to find an opportunity to switch the capsules. Once it's been entered into the Akasha on Nyargarbaha Day, if someone were to be seen performing in public, the sages would definitely use that opportunity to announce the ban. And so, the misleading information will be disseminated amongst the guards.
Sure sounds complicated. That's pretty clever. Getting right into the... I just have one question. Even if we manage to get the misleading...
People who are used to relying on the Akasha become less inquisitive, and their ability to distinguish truth from misinformation is significantly reduced.
The Akasha will turn humans into machines. I've seen it happen.
Yikes. Good thing I didn't wear it for long when I was working in Sumeru City. At first, I thought it was a good thing too. By the way, this plan still requires a
Do you have someone in mind?
Nilou of Zubair Theater. I know her really well. We can trust her. I'm kinda hesitant to ask her to participate in a dangerous plan like this, but we can ask her in...
All right. After the guards and the academia are gone,
then it'll be time for me and my stowaway brothers to shine. Here they come. Did you see that, Raman? They came out from the academia in droves.
After laying low in the city for so long, this
is the moment.
We couldn't do anything to him
With a lioness like you.
We still need to eliminate the guards as soon.
All they've done is to sit on their cushy salaries and twiddle their thumbs all day while we fought and struggled every day.
Speaking of which, most of the guards who report directly to the Six Sages belong to the Corps of 30. But they have a complete following those blasted sages.
Indeed.
All right, let's each take a road and herd those scattered...
You gave such an important task to that child. Will he be okay?
It'll be fine. Isak was so determined to help, so let's put besides, even if he's caught, the guards would be too scared to do anything to him. They've never seen Lesser Lord Kusanali in person after...
You've got a point.
Good luck.
This outfit. Hey, do you remember what you need to do, Isak? When the guards get here, you'll pretend to be Lesser Lord Kusanali and run away from...
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Relax. Don't think about getting caught. Even if that happens, we won't leave. You only need to think about getting the guards' attention and leading them to the Grand Bazaar.
Okay, got it.
Hey, they're here. I can see the Academia guards.
All right, it's time, Isak. Take a deep...
Oh, no, oh, it's stuck.
Why is there a guard over there? Did he already run ahead of me? This is different from our plan. But there's no time. I need to make a choice.
Hey, stop! I saw you!
Why is there a guard over there? Did he already run ahead of me? This is different from our plan. But there's no time. I need to make a choice.
Huh? Did I just see something dart by? I'd better go have a look. Were my eyes playing tricks on me? I should go check to see if... There seems to be nothing here. Just to be safe.
Good thing they didn't find me. I was close.
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali's over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh no, they found me. Where should I go?
The target suspected to be Lesser Lord Kusanali. Where did she go? How did she disappear? Did we lose her? Hurry up and...
Hey, why is your team here? Didn't we say to split up our search?
Hurry! Hurry! This place is... Why are you all here?
Yeah, isn't it one heck of a coincidence? Everybody's here. What on earth is I suppose that's all of you?
Who are you? Did you set us up?
Phew, that was rough. I almost...
Little brat! So you're not actually Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Just some colleagues. Think of this as a business competition. After stepping into our traps, stop thinking of yourselves as hunters. Be...
An ambush? How's that possible? This is Sumeru City, but mercenaries from the...
You've spent all your time hiding away in the academia. This place has long since become our hunting ground.
I want to fight you.
This is odd. The Academia has quieted. Where are the guards? Why have I...
Grand Sage, how may I be of assistance?
I called for the guards. Why did you come?
Right now, all Academia guards have entered the city to perform the ordered arrest. I thought you knew.
Arrest? I have an ominous
Arrest Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. I wouldn't dare. Right now, everyone is in a panic, and many are saying that Lesser Lord Kusanali will take.
What happened? Just Lesser Lord Kusanali somehow escaped? That's impossible. The Academia's... What manner of trickery? Disappear? Wait. How was the arrest order distributed to the guard?
It was issued by the Akasha earlier today. Only you have the authority to send messages like that, so...
Let me check. Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the Akasha. Indeed contain. How did they bypass my permissions to issue this kind of message? Was it the report about the traveler that Alhaitham? No. I specifically checked that knowledge capsule before and well, even if I figure it out now, it won't make any difference. Have you been to the sanctuary of Surasthana?
Confirm. It may be a bit offensive to say this, but Grand Sage, how can the information in the Akasha be inaccurate? What the Akasha decree, if we have to confirm the information, then how is that any different from us?
In the beginning, it was I who asked you to believe in the...
No, Grand Sage.
Stay here and see if there are any suspicions.
Yes, Grand Sage.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary of Surasthana. Go to the city and arrest the escapee immediately. How can that be? Stop thinking about it. Stop. It must be a trick of theirs. As long as I personally confirm... Ah! Impossible. That's impossible. There must be some...
What a comical sight, Azar. Once the Akasha has put certain thoughts into your head, even the Grand Sage can no longer you all can only see the world in your mind. The one you think you... And precisely because of this, you disregarded Lesser Lord Kusanali's existence. She has been a while.
Sino. The Akasha predicted that you would return to the Academia.
No, you were blinded. Your faults stem from your reliance.
I truly did not expect...
People change, Azar. Admit it. The Akasha can't predict my act.
Then tell me, what have you found?
You want to buy time? This is the sanctuary of Surasthana. Under your own regulations, even Academia staff are forbidden to come here. As for the investigation, I've at least confirmed that you are guilty of insurgency against the Archon.
So what? Did you do all of this so I would plead guilty in front...
No. I want you... You once said that I had no standing to judge you. So now, how about judgment in the name of a god?
Paimon hasn't heard any sounds outside for a while. Yeah, but... thinking about it, at least when Paimon thinks of Nahida being imprisoned alone in the sanctuary...
Here comes your savior.
Dia! Paimon just knew you would come to rescue us!
You two really owe me some big thanks.
Thanks a lot. Need Paimon to rub your shoulders?
No, that's,
What are you afraid of?
now isn't the time to talk about being ticklish. Things in the city and on Sino's side are both going well. The Corps of 30 is in charge of the city's defenses, but we already talked to Asfand. They've been fed up with the sages bossing them around. As long as it doesn't break their employment contracts, they'll turn a blind eye.
That's probably...
The Grand Sage is in his... Sino forced him to release Lesser Lord Kusanali. He has no choice but to obey. So, hurry to the sanctuary of Sir... We should have already rescued our Archon. Honestly, I didn't Alright, you two better go. I still have to clean up some messes in the city. See you around.
They say this is the first time we've met in real life. Before, we've only met in dreams, consciousness, or when I was in someone else. Thank you so much for coming to rescue me. During this time, I did some self-reflection. My sense of inferiority and yielding to the academia led to all of this, and created so much trouble for you all.
Exactly! We're here because you're a good artist.
Amazing. So this is how it feels to walk out of that cage with me. It's like I just had an end. My concept of self has become... But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling. This is really embarrassing. You all just rescued an Archon, and now she needs your help to save her country.
It's okay.
There's one more thing.
What is it?
For all the things the academia did to me, and for all the folly it committed in the name of wisdom, as their Archon.
Ah, wow! That's...
I understand now. To be a better Archon, I first need to better myself. If you haven't even figured out how to be a caterpillar, how can you be a butterfly? Yes, true. That reminds me. I wonder how far along the academia is with their god creation plan. We need to hurry and prevent the birth of that false god. I need to make some preparations. Since I'm now free, I can establish a direct link to the Akasha and control it. First things first, I need to remove the restrictions that the doctor put on. After that, I'll make some... After all, the academia betrayed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's trust. This might take some time. And if we don't stop the god creation plan in time, we'll...
You might as well prepare for a fight. When we're done, we can take a walk around.
Nama habis, Pak. I could flew beyond myself there, but I died.
How's it going, Nahida?
I'm done with the parts that needed my... Although it's my first time working with the Akasha like this, its internal structure and operation procedures are easy for me to understand. Oh, also, this is for you.
Huh? What's this?
It's a small device I put together. You may not need it right now, but it's...
Wait! This thing has the same character for both small things. Oh,
you what I feel to be the truth.
Nahida, you're a natural.
By the way, even though I'm the Archon and in control of myself again, you may have heard that an Archon's power is derived from their people's faith. However, I'm not as well loved as Greater Lord. If we get into a situation where combat is our only option, I'll have to count on you, and I'll do my best. I'm glad I...
So the God of Wisdom isn't good at fighting?
I've located where the false god is.
What is the situation?
What is this place? Wow.
The sages wanted to realize their god creation plan without being discovered. The safest and most convenient way would be to... Judging from the structure, but this place doesn't look like it could have been constructed. The Fatui under the Doctor sure didn't hold back. They provided a lot of technological support.
Yeah, or else they wouldn't have been that generous.
Is that it, though? I've always felt that this Doctor is different from the Academia sages. He doesn't seem to share their sense of urgency. Instead of being interested in the end product...
The Fatui...
So, this Fatui that they're trying to turn into a god is called... We had previously come into contact with his consciousness. One is the desire for a gnosis, since he was created to be the vessel. The other obsession is probably related to his past.
Paimon knows that he was a prototype puppet for the Raiden Shogun before he became a Fatui Harbinger. That's why he wants a gnosis so badly. There's no way he'd willingly be a test subject. Now with that temper and ego of his...
It sounds like you know the Balladeer quite well. I see. The more we know now, the better... I see. Alright, time to go.
Time to work.
Cryo Incarnate! Transfigure...
This is it.
It looks like we can climb up these pipes. the ground seems all messed up. Let's go around and see if there's a way to fix it.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
It seems to have stopped. Let's continue.
No more words.
Take flight!
This isn't good.
Frozen.
Take your truth! Whirling snow!
Pay your dues.
Shot over! Take flight!
Run from death.
The cart is stuck. Maybe there's something wrong with the tracks. Let's try adjusting the direction of the device to clear the tracks.
Whirling snow!
Lagi. Bakal kah?
Transfiguration! Unthinkable! Illusion shattered! My apologies! Take your true form! Whirling snow! Get out of here! Take flight!
Use this first.
Manifest! My apologies!
Finally, some quiet. Well met.
Transfigure...
Don't be a killjoy. We've only
Whirling snow!
You can't run. I miscalculated.
One after another. My will involve... Everybody stand back! Huh? Get out of here! Huh?
Looking at its operational status, we must prepare for the worst. The god they will...
Oh no.
Are you nervous?
If you really want to...
Yes, I am. I feel not just nervous.
Curious?
Curious about, to me, everything we... And if it's a form of knowledge, however... so to me, fate, that's also why I love observing humans and all the things that end now. At long last, I'm not... I will personally
so that's what you mean.
Agreed. Okay, let's continue on. I can sense his aura from here.
Who would have thought the world would be so eager for my birth? I remember you, Booer, the god of wisdom, and standing beside you, the traveler.
Is he all-knowing and powerful now like Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
No, I can't feel the same kind of divinity I felt from the Greater Lord. It seems that the sages didn't get the chance to infuse the divine knowledge capsules into him. But even still, he has undoubtedly become a true god now.
So we're too late? The Balladeer has already become a god?
The fuck up.
Balladeer. A long bygone title. When my spirit ascended to divinity, I felt as if I had existed for the same number of epochs as heaven and earth. Looking back, the existence of what once called itself Kunikazushi appears infinitely small and ugly.
This imposing aura.
A body that capitalizes on the bell. How much effort and resources from a purely technological perspective, it's a commendable.
You sure are something. Dishing out
But I don't think he's reached the spiritual height of a god.
Strife is engraved upon every god and every gnosis brought forth into... Can you feel it?
Nihito wouldn't feel the same.
Do you not realize that you are interrupting a conversation between gods?
The strife engraved upon a gnosis. Tevat's current peace with all those losses were meaningless, driven by the demands of the...
This is a first. Encountering a god. No wonder your own people have abandoned you. God. Your judgment is as your existence. Unsubstant. This is where everything ends, Booer. The god of wisdom. You should know that wisdom cannot solve every problem. Like now. Come! Let us reenact a scene of the Archon War. Come and inaugurate my...
What the fuck?
We go! Adventure time! We going in! Obey! By ordinance divine! In your dreams! Up! Sakura swirl! Take flight!
Tremble! Burn to oblivion!
Adventure time! Let's light it up! Much remains unfinished.
Tremble!
Off we go!
Fuck!
Reality is pain! This is supposed to be a battle between gods, yet you choose to hide behind a mortal. And now, you're acting like you'd sacrifice yourself for a human. Are you having fun proving a false sense of heroism to yourself, Booer?
The data collection is almost complete. Do you even know how many times you've tried to take my gnosis from me? We just concluded the 168th loop. Did you know that in the effort to create you, the people of Sumeru were forced to live through the exact same number of Sub-Zerus festivals and Samsara cycles?
The power of dreams. When did you use it on me? You can't even defeat me in a dream. What do you hope to achieve with this little trick?
Come, Traveler. Just like before. Allow me to awaken the memories in your dreams.
All that battle experience!
It's more than that. Compile everyone's wisdom in the name of the Archon. That is the original function of the Akasha. I've sent everything that happened just now to the people of Sumeru in the form of knowledge. I've asked them to help you find a way to defeat the false god. Now, all of Sumeru's wisdom is at your disposal.
Meaningless tricks won't save you. Are you done with your tricks? Can I finally take this as a real battle between gods?
I'll leave this to you, the first sage of Booer.
I am the all-knowing God. Kneel!
This might hurt a little.
Burn to oblivion!
Coming Satellite! Sumetsu!
Fuck. Fuck.
Reality is pain!
Adventure time! There is no escape!
Good riddance, cruel world.
How the fuck do I destroy? Oh wait.
Bro,
grow! Yeah! Yeah! Ha!
Your new god awakens! Now, your eyes have been opened. Kneel! Tremble!
So rude!
Illusion shattered! Transfigure...
Reality is pain!
There is no escape! Take your true
Humans. Filthy humans. No! Wait! Please! Anything but the Gnosis! That's mine! Don't even try! I'll never go back!
We haven't yet found the answer to the most important mystery. Irminsul is still waiting to be saved. With the power of another Gnosis, we may now finally understand the last memory of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
This is...
That's right. This is the last memory of my predecessor.
Huh. This sure seems very different from what Paimon imagined. Shouldn't Irminsul be in this realm of consciousness?
Yes, that is our destination. But I didn't expect the remaining Forbidden knowledge? You're in forbidden knowledge once been. But I'm afraid it is much more serious.
So, if we're...
Yes. It's very possible that she sacrificed her life in the fight against... She didn't completely eradicate the way that everyone... I'm just sharing her pain. The pollution of her consciousness here is severe. There is madness. Chaos. Did she fight to resist the forbidden knowledge pollution in such terrible conditions? All the way up to her... She even used her last remnant of lucid consciousness to leave a clue for us to follow. Yes, her words were distorted by forbidden... But now, we have a chance. We can cross the polluted and then... We'll let Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Each of us need to be mindful of the state of our own consciousness. Even with the Gnosis' protection, we must always keep a clear mind. Otherwise... Don't worry, it should be easy enough for you to keep that mind of yours.
Are we in the air? And why is there a huge boat?
That's the boat of consciousness, which symbolizes reason here.
Wow, what are these? The monsters seem to have been affected by them.
Take flight! Everybody stand back! Sakura swirl! Shine down! Transfiguration! My apologies! Now you shall perish! There is no escape!
Look! A four-leaf sigil has appeared in the sky!
Illusion shattered!
I will not stand for this!
Whirling snow! Take your true form! Do your master's bidding! Kamisato art! Sometsu! My apologies!
To control the boat of consciousness, we need to find the helm first. We changed direction.
Judging from the current route, we'll be arriving at our destination soon. How are you feeling? Are your minds still intact?
Huh? But everything's...
Hopefully there won't be any...
Are you saying you've never met Greater...
No. It seems that my birth and her death took place at the same time. Otherwise, I think she would have given me a little more guidance.
Hey, you've done a great... So, is this the place you were talking about? The base of Irminsul?
Well, this is the place.
We're here to find Greater... Which... The one...
Is that... Are you... Greater...
Yes, that's me. Are you surprised by my appearance? Irminsul and the surrounding lands have been reproduced here as they were years ago. We are manifestations of the same nature. Hence why we would appear...
We're...
Because you are me, and you are me in the new samsara.
The new samsara?
As Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, I'm the avatar of Irminsul. And you are the purest... Imagine it this way. Even if a tree dies, its branches will eventually take root and grow, continuing the tree's life in another form. I'm merely the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The real me has presumably died a long time ago. Judging from your appearance, I've probably been dead for 500 years, but you're finally here. My new self in the samsara.
If this is true, then am I...
Though we share the same nature, our fates are back. When a branch grows into a mature tree, it won't be the same as the original.
That's why fate is the ultimate knowledge, isn't it?
That's a great insight. Yes, it's also precisely why you won't become like me. But perhaps you may become an even greater... I already see a determination in you that I didn't possess in my time. And the future that it leads you to will be yours alone. Along with the blessings from your past don't worry. The growth of wisdom is like that of a plant. You only need to...
Come to think of it, the sages never had the faintest inkling of the meaning...
Thank you. Nothing makes me happier than discovering that the Archon I always admired was in fact myself. It's so nice to speak with you, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
The feeling is mutual.
Could you tell me why you wanted to create me?
Ah, I see. Everything that day, even the sky itself, changed into a color like this. At that time, the seven were all summoned to the nation of Conria, except for me. I had to protect Irminsul. The disaster occurred together with the pollution of forbidden knowledge. At that very moment, with my consciousness connected to the pain started to torture. Had I not repelled the pollution of forbidden knowledge with King Deshret thousands of years ago, I might have felt even more hope.
So what exactly?
It's a kind of knowledge that doesn't belong to this world. And a form of truth. It came from the very bottom of the abyss. Even I could not. The world is constantly rejecting it. If we allow forbidden knowledge to pollute Irminsul...
So, there's knowledge that even the God of Wisdom can't...
At that time, I knew I couldn't repel the forbidden knowledge with my strength alone. Which is why I created a device that compiled human wisdom, and named it...
It's truly the world's most...
Thank you. For a long time, I thought dreams were the fruit of human wisdom. Though it was selfish to do so, I borrowed people's dreams using the Akasha. Then I
Well, did it work?
Thanks to the wisdom of the people of Sumeru, almost all the forbidden knowledge was cleared from Ermin's, but things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. And then I remembered that my consciousness was from the very beginning.
Oh no. I've experienced that pain in your consciousness.
Yes, but my feelings weren't in... Even if I died, my existence and everything related to me would continue to exist in Irminsul, and there's no way for me to eliminate myself. So, I took the purest branch of Irminsul as my incarnate, all in hopes that you would come here and remove me and my pollution from...
Wait!
So you realize what that implies? Irminsul has all the knowledge and memories of this world. Removing me from Irminsul means I essentially will never have but this is the only way to...
People love you so much, and how can we just... Is there really no other way?
You're the god of wisdom, Booer. You should know that there is no other way.
But this is so cruel.
No need to feel so sad, Booer. As someone who delights in wisdom, you should feel these are the words in their entirety. Let the world completely... We all nestle under the great tree of wisdom, peering out to perceive the world. From the earth and from the rain, we perceive its wonders, until we become a white bird to perch atop a branch, and finally snap off the most important leaf. Once upon a time, I alone dreamed in this world. In my dreams, everybody would also dream after they fell asleep. Wild and wonderful thoughts would emerge from their minds. Some tumbled to the ground, and others floated to the sky, connecting all things in the world into one dazzling net. Among a plethora of worlds were numerous smaller worlds, all of fate, finding within the tapestry their brilliant glow.
I gradually understood that these indescribable and constantly changing things are the most profound things in the world. Only they can completely repel the madness. Only dreams can awaken consciousness from the deepest darkness. I'm the one who posed this question, yet also the one who sought a solution. Saving the world with the dreams of the people used to be my answer. And now, you've also found your own answer, and I shall return all the dreams to the people. Goodbye, people of Sumeru. May you be blessed tonight with the sweetest of dreams. I'm alright. We've just saved the world, right? So I don't know where this feeling inside of me is coming from. Just now, we used the power of Tunaban. We removed the remaining pollution from Irminsul.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Huh? That sound.
I've been waiting here for...
The doctor! What?
Just a type of sound wave that can quickly put defenseless people into a dream. As I expected, it doesn't have any effect on gods. This is the only thing of interest I found among... Don't worry. I know you would never forgive me if I actually... I'm here to negotiate with you. Naturally.
Negotiate with me? I heard you had already left Sumeru.
I left Sumeru, but even the God of Wisdom, is restricted by...
You mean... there are many different...
An astute guess? Even the same individual will have different cognitions. A long time ago, I made a major decision in hopes of preserving all my perspective. Observation is the first step of any experiment, but observing the current world doesn't satisfy me. So I saved segments of all my... That's all there is to it. Indulge me.
It's an insult to the very life inherently has meant...
Indeed. It's difficult for you.
Since you were in the academia, why wait until now to show up? You could very well have stopped us and helped that fake
Simple. Let me ask you this. Would any staff member ever help the subject in the... It was my experiment. So why should I interfere?
The academia saw the plan to create a god as their ultimate goal. Yet you really are crazy. If the experiment succeeded, you would have had a new god on your hands. How would you have... Would you still take the same stance? Would you still hold the same view?
I'm first and foremost a scholar. These results should be left to the judgment of the hypothetical me.
As an individual, you don't have any sense of belonging. You seem to have even fewer convictions than a typical scholar.
Oh no, I certainly... All right, that's enough conversation for today. The experiment is over, and it's time to tidy up the equipment and reclaim... For example, Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Didn't you say you were here to negotiate with me?
After all,
Your hypocrisy is built... I understand your scheme, but... What if I were to destroy the Gnosis now?
Awaken. Do you think that's really
The heavenly principles have been silent. Will the destruction of a Gnosis... Do you dare to gamble?
Gamble? How surprising. I thought you would show evidence or use rigorous reasoning to prove your point. But this is a clever move. You must have seen through me when I first captured your consciousness. As a scholar, I respect all possibilities. This has always been my principle, and indeed, I can't ignore this possibility. So tell me then, what are your conditions?
This foreign Gnosis will only lead to disaster if it stays in Sumeru. But this Electro-Gnosis is the prize I obtained after defeating one of your fellow Harbingers. Now, as the one who initiated this cascade of events...
Price? Interesting. What price?
How about erasing all your other
So this is how you wish to restrict me. The most threatening opponent. Segments are extraordinarily difficult. Yes. How very interesting. Among all the versions of me, this segment you see now is the most selfish. If it weren't me, your idea wouldn't have worked. What did you see when you were imprisoned? You were
Like you said, it's difficult to make peace with yourself. Being as smart as you are, have you meant...
I see. If you think all those versions of me are worth a gnosis, then deal.
You sure didn't hesitate much. Is the really...
I don't think there's any need to dwell on that. The surplus versions of me can be exchanged for a gnosis. Besides, with my abilities, it's only a matter of time until I find... But what I'd like to know is, how can you be sure that I've real...
I can see your remaining honesty.
What a ridiculous decision!
Sheer
You can't be
foolishness.
serious. How could I have been so short-sighted?
You think
Even
this is the end? Wait,
I'll have my revenge. You'll make
Good
this moment
riddance.
count.
You will regret this.
Well, have you confirmed that it's complete?
Here. The future of Sumeru City will be in my hands alone. There won't be any further gaps for you to—
It truly pains me that my academic achievements have never been appreciated in my homeland. Another chess piece. And where is your—
Don't be greedy, Harp.
No, this is a different transaction. If you intend— Besides, isn't it— Oh. Judging from your expression, you don't seem to find the idea very agreeable. Then let's think of it this way.
People exchanging knowledge with the God of Wisdom is the stuff of legends. Arrogant as that is, it has piqued my interest.
Let me ask you, have you in all your mighty knowledge ever heard the rumor that the skies of Tevat—
Huh?
That's the secret hidden by Irminsul. Once I finish telling you about this, it will be time for me to say goodbye.
Come on.
With negotiations, we've all gotten what we wanted.
Your arrogance may know no bounds, and convictions may mean nothing to you. But I'll still listen to what you have to say.
Are you awake? Kali says it's time for breakfast. Come on, get up! Good morning! How are you feeling today? Good to hear. It looks like we've recovered pretty well. Not even Tainari could stop us from going out now. Come on, Traveler.
What the fuck?
Good morning. Looks like you're awake.
Yep, yep.
I prepared some breakfast today. Please have it.
It's nice to have you here.
Well, now that I've recovered from Alizar, I'm feeling better.
And Paimon bets they're all delicious.
Oh, by the way, someone brought a letter for you after you went to sleep last night.
Nope. Paimon wanted to read the letter with— Oh, we're going to hold a feast at the Grand Bazaar and celebrate Sino's reinstatement as the General Mahama. As heroes of Sumeru, please be sure to attend—
Oh, I've also heard that you've become heroes here as well. That's amazing. Sometimes I'm really envious of— Oh,
Anyway, let's go to the Grand Bazaar.
Oh, before you leave, be sure to inform Master—
What the fuck?
Good morning. How do you feel?
We feel much better. How about—
I'm recovering well. Thanks for asking.
But from the looks of it, you seem to be already—
It's fine. I'm not that— The Elazar patients have recovered, as well as Hypatia. For now, I only need to tend to my Forest Watcher duties.
It seems once Irminsul started getting better, everything else started—
Yes, but there are still some The withering is one example. Though it won't spread anymore, the existing zones won't just disappear. We forest rangers will still need to do the work.
By the way, we have some good news.
This news is hardly new. He had already mentioned it to me before.
Huh? You mean he was already here? Why did he come to say hi?
He visited once, but he was afraid of disturbing you while you were resting. He just asked me a few questions and...
And you probably already know all about this...
Celebration feast? No.
Huh? But didn't Nilu's...
Perhaps, or...
Come to think of it, Sino doesn't seem like the type of... You and Kale are both Sino's close friends. Why don't you come to...
Kale has taken over some of my tasks these days. I don't think she'll have time for it. You see, some VIPs have come to the forest recently.
Huh?
Well, technically speaking, they are former VIPs. The sages involved...
Huh?
Yes, he's a little weak, but he isn't injured and his condition is... Lesser Lord Kusanali, in her boundless mercy, has decided to spare Azar and the other wrongdoers. Supposedly, they were ashamed of their shallow ideologies when they learned that Lesser Lord Kusanali had defeated the Balladeer and saved Irminsul. They were shocked at first, but also became happy, feeling that the As a result, work has increased for the forest rangers.
That sounds really...
There's nothing we can do, really. But that's another topic. Back to the matter at hand.
Ah, right! We're here to request permission to...
You've recovered well.
Yay!
Showed me something I've never felt before. You truly made me fall in love with you without even trying.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Heal you guys.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast starts at that time.
Mr. Zubair, I finished telling things up here. Well...
Is a simple reply really that much to ask of our guests? It's affecting our...
Oh, it'll be fine. Besides...
I was thinking the same.
Hey, Nilu!
Traveler, Paimon!
We got your letters, so here we are!
You're the best! The other guests haven't even...
Huh? Are we the only ones?
Yeah. I had someone deliver letters to all of our guests. But maybe everyone is still...
Look, I get it. Sumeru isn't in... Nilou is Sumeru's #1 celebrity, after all.
If you consider enjoying Nilu's dances because Paimon thinks...
That's right. We all think Nilou is an absolute favorite of Master Zubair. Let's have a vote.
Nonsense, it isn't. But indeed, we could try giving gifts to people with particularly good taste.
Ooh, good idea.
I don't want you giving pictures of me to everyone.
There's always a lot going on.
Yeah. Traveler and Paimon, could you help confirm if for some reason they didn't receive the letters?
Yeah, we can also check out how everything...
When I wrote the letters, I heard that Dia was important. As for Sino, we've only heard that he appears at the... I'm not too sure about Ramon's whereabouts. As for Dunyarzad, I just hope she's feeling better. I sent her a letter, but I was afraid of disturbing her. If you have time...
Okay, got it. Let's go, Traveler.
wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often.
We haven't seen Alhaitham anywhere. Let's ask... Hey there! Have you seen Alhaitham around?
Yes, it seems Scribe Alhaitham has gone to the House of Dana. You should be able to... But you're already the second group of people I've seen looking for him today.
Oh? Who else was...
Mr. Cave was just here asking about him. You wouldn't believe how terrible their relationship is. And now you two are here. Don't tell me everyone's here looking for gossip about the sages.
No way! We're strictly here on business.
Ah, I see. So
Alhaitham should be around here somewhere, right?
Not exactly, yeah.
Oh, he's over there! But...
Just put down that worthless book and tell me...
This is not just some...
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway. Just put it aside.
Oh? You sound...
Would I be here asking you if I knew? Your...
Well...
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too...
Why do I...
What makes you say that?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment. And anyone who knows you as well as I...
You see? This is why I...
It seems that you...
Ha!
Well, then you might as well move out of my...
Are you threatening me? Ugh. And don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
Are they having a fight?
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with your construction?
Don't get me started.
So, what
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my...
No. I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project. But considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, you probably... which is truly unfortunate. Hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by...
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save Sumeru.
Ha!
Look, all you really need to know is that Azar and all his accomplices of all...
Huh? What nonsense.
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage. You're...
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying.
Mission. You.
Oh, it's you two. What's the matter?
We're running some errands for Nilu. Have you received...
Letter?
Nilu said she sent out...
If she addressed the letter to all Hatham of the Academia, then the letter should have gone to my... I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time to check.
Have you always been so busy?
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several sages have been dismissed recently, and the whole Academia was practically turned upside down.
Tainari told us they all went to train in the NVIDIA forest. Apparently they will spend the rest of their...
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could take place in the Academia...
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Feels kind of strange to hear them called that after all.
Yes, at least that's... It's said that when the Academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great schools, each representing one of the 6 different... Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Now, the 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6... Among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader, the Grand Sage. Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were imprisoned for opposing Azar, and were only rescued after Azar's death.
So who's managing things in the...
Yes. Normally, new sages...
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in...
Yes, about that. The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar, and help Lesser Lord Kusanali manage the Academia.
Huh? But...
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages. Like I said before.
Oh, all right.
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for handling important affairs within the Academia before the new... And the first thing I'll do is reject Kasharawar's application for funding.
By the way, who was that other...
Do we look like friends?
Paimon doesn't know.
His name is Kaveh, my roommate. You could say he's the representative for Ksharawar scholars. Which is exactly why he always has so many...
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change for the people...
Such is the work of the Academia Scribe.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since you are our planner, remember to attend the celebration feast in 2...
All right.
blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
This is Port Ormos. Now where could
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
Oh, it's been a while.
Dinnerzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I have never. I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure.
Yeah!
That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for.
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed my father of your.
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Resignation?
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much. It wouldn't be a problem if you wish to continue.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. You should know that by now, my lady. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and...
So what are you gonna do now?
I want to take a risky job and...
Huh? But we...
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that I'm still a mercenary. Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also...
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring...
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that. I thought he was joking.
We just came from talking with Alhaitham at...
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the...
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Alhaitham told me that now was a good time to find a job in the academia.
Whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. But I think Dia would look great.
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds. Alhaitham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight. So he suggested I find some work in the academia.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Sino might actually agree and let you become a mantra, because you're super...
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live In fact, I chose this job from the very start because I knew it'd be right up.
Even if being a mercenary means facing...
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later.
I don't want to see you go, but...
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again. Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn for the better. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed. So I'd better get to work while I still can.
Huh? But wait a sec.
Well, no, not yet at least. I promised my lady I'd stick around until next.
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire...
Oh, did Nilou write?
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she sent the letter here.
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn that we're staying. My lady has been very energetic lately, and keeps taking me on hikes, staying out even into the night. By the time we get back, the receptionist is usually off.
Right, and we tend to leave quite early in the morning, so the old man on duty...
So what it really sounds like is that...
I bet the letter's at the reception desk.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received the letter. Good thing Nilou asked us to come and check.
Sorry to make you too...
It must be something important for Nilou to
Yes! She said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand Bazaar, and will also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. She was hoping you could come.
Great!
I'll count me in too. But is there some sort of...
Since it's being organized by Nilou, I don't think she'll be too picky about that. If anything,
All right, then this is...
The feast will be held in 2 days, so don't forget!
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us know. We'll see you there.
Oh, by the way, do you happen to know where Sino...
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace.
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to... As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember he said that he had something to discuss with Sino. Don't mention it.
Alright, I'm torn. It's been a while since we last visited Aru Village. There's Sino!
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as it.
And Tainari is...
That's good to hear.
Yeah! You're the one who brought...
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive.
But why are you just standing...
I'm meeting some...
Oh!
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still... But you know one of the people I'm meeting...
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't...
Roman! And...
Oh.
Oh! Well...
Don't worry, these are our friends.
I see.
I'm doing well.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life has started to shine after suddenly finding a new
Oh, tell it...
Yeah, you go...
Alright, well, I suppose I've decided to leave the academy.
What?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. Instead, I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar. But I have not completely given up on my relationship to...
I can...
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow! So
Sataria will return to support education here and teach. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collaboration with me and hoped that I could bring her ideas.
Yes. It's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of... That is the true meaning of education and the spreading...
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. Miss Sataria is more than welcome to come teach here. Her arrival is like a star's shine. The stars have always guided caravans, thieves, soldiers, and travelers who get lost in the night. They lead those in the dark out of trouble and back to safety.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from?
You deserve these compliments.
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many people.
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the Academia doesn't allow scholars to teach in the desert without permission.
I look better.
As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers are as lucky as me. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart. As if there were lightning bolts. Sataria, you treaded. Sataria, why haven't you gone home? Never forget that the desert that These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring some. I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage, only to find that he was no longer at the Academia. Lord Sino told me that Azar didn't belong there anymore.
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too light.
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the Academia for the desert, and accompanied me here to discuss collaboration with members of the air. My plan was able to go smoothly.
You're all doing so much.
Aside from that, I also have some other business to...
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her, and part of it required I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the Academia, and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali. I believe the people will...
That's exactly...
Apart from this, the Academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you and Sataria know we must be persistent about this, and maintain these
This is the first... Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among... I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise.
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some...
No, not at all. We're actually... Neela wanted to write to everyone, but she wasn't sure where the letter... A celebration feast will be... At the feast, we'll also be celebrating... although...
Celebration? Feast? It's the first I've heard of.
Tainari was right. She really...
This feast is for you, Sino. Sounds to me like you'll have to be there.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord Sino. You must not...
No, not really. But I'll go.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria in the desert, so...
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, the messages... I'm sorry for how I treated you before. But now I understand the beauty of your dance. You and the art you symbolize are not... Please keep dancing. And someday, I'll...
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as well.
Got it.
pushing up, pulling away. I give it, I give it, I give it, I give it, tenga, tengo, ay, hola.
Today's the big day! Let's go to the... Everybody's already here! Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work.
But we're not late, are we?
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
Nah, there won't be any speeches to—
Oh, really?
Come join us over here. Let's share some great food.
Everything looks quite...
Wow! Paimon can... Whoa! It's so
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. And we have gifts that were sent by the residents of Sumeru City when they heard we were... Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru and wanted me to thank you all on their...
Feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job. You've...
My lady sure has a way with words.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive.
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we hardly...
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Then, it took even more luck for us to formulate a plan, and moreover, judging from the results,
Yeah, everyone gave it it was almost like a performance. We took the stage and put on... Everyone played their part.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that
Yes! Even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned. Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because of... This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised.
No, everything you said is...
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Even if those two giants of the... Those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru, and what... If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali...
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices severely...
I respect our deity's decision, and won't While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept the Academia's...
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all.
Why? Because he dethroned Azar?
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like I overthrew Azar for my own
But seriously though, I always wondered if you had some personal motive.
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to... If the rules of our nation were suddenly...
By that, you mean your life working as the Academia's scribe.
Precisely.
Wait.
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all those plans?
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the...
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already resumed work at...
That's right.
Will you be happy with...
It's not about being happy.
Even so, keep your spirits up and...
Thank you.
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings. But the atmosphere... No. This gathering today has a... The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom of... That happiness is... I seem to have taken both keys when I left the house. Oh well.
My lady,
Yes, I also tried some fruit just now. Oh, what an amazing place to relax. No wonder everybody likes to...
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy Nilu invited everybody. Oh, now I have the...
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drinking. The feast is about having...
The atmosphere here is good, and everything is delicious. I don't often come to such places. I have a lot to handle these days. Otherwise, I could show you around. There's always next... This feast...
Ah, very well. How is it? That's good. It's the first time I've ever invited so many exceptional people to one place. I was a little nervous myself. You see, every guest here is quiet. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'll be happy as long as you... I'm honored to have her think of me this way. If I have a chance, I can't explain why, but...
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You wake up once you... Of course, just wake... It's me. You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connect. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon. I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the... Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so although you've already helped me with a lot, please say thank you to everyone. Oh. But if I just show up all of a sudden, what if I end up scared? Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Everyone! Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring... It's me, huh?
Hold up.
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar.
No, of course not. Are you?
How new?
You know who I...
Yes. I already know everyone of...
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank you so much for rescuing me. Even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more... Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but Sumeru and people refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite pleased. Allow me to present...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you...
Dinyerzad,
The suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with me and praying.
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set things.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble.
I'm honored to have been able.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have a lot to learn from them. All right, since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat? She should be in the Academia right about...
Hello, traveler, and what a fantastic night.
So are we.
And is there anything you want? After recent events, the Akasha can no longer function as I've given it some thought, and have decided to shut. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, I've been planning to shut it down. The Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's... Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, they will stand. As for the future of Sumeru, in preparing to regain control of the former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I hope that the new 6 great sages will be more focused on academics. Sumeru needs such leaders more than... The other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents of the desert, in fact. They have been mistreated for... I've already taken some measures to address this. It will take some time to rebuild everything, but no matter if it's culture... You mean, what happened after the doctor put you to sleep? Not exactly. The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match. However, in spite of the bad situation, I'm sure you remember the entity that changed her. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since the Conria disaster 500 years ago. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. Although it's just a bluff, I assumed that the Heavenly Principles wouldn't just... And as for what the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor, as well as a boon of new knowledge. He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather. I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be His future will be determined by fate. Is that where you're headed next? As far as I know, that nation operates in a judicial system.
Does their Archon personally judge people?
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individuals. However, Even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. As Archon, she still reserves the right to influence. Anyway, let's just say she's got, Are you sure? Isn't... Huh? About your sister. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your sister.
Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Teyvat?
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have... However, there must be something different about your sister. Because, as it turns out, the world has recorded information.
What?
There is only one possible explanation. She belongs to this...
But nothing about this makes any sense! Wasn't this your first trip to Teyvat?
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared after the Conria disaster. She began her journey through the 7 nations but just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her said...
What do you mean, Fuzzy?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is and whoever it is. If they can do that, who knows what else they're capable of.
But even that wouldn't explain how she somehow...
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
What's a Descender?
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my Gnosis, right? A very important part of the intel was about this world's Descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th Descender.
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other Descenders before the Traveler? And his sister isn't even one of...
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Prince. As for the other Descenders, I still need to verify their existence.
Paimon's head's about to burst from all...
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, there are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them. And soon, you'll also begin your journey. I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed. If fate is the ultimate knowledge,
I'm sure glad we got to meet.
The pleasure is all mine. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes, and maybe I'll appear.
Finally.
Is there anything you want to... According to the after the Conrad, but just as her journey was...
What do you mean, Fuzz?
All I know for sure is, and whoever it is.
But...
Something else I noticed was that according to the...
What's a Descender?
Look, I'm sure you must be curious. A very important part of the Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th Descender.
Huh?
That's right. My current type... As for the other And yet, there are many questions in my heart as well. And soon, you'll also be... I'm very interested if fate is the ultimate...
I'm sure glad...
The pleasure is all mine. Alright, that's enough talk for today.
A blade embraces its duty.
Goodbye, guys. It was a very fun experience. I'll